games too. He's kind of like a little kerosene lamp campfire guy. He's so cute. Okay, so I've been nicknaming him Caro for like kerosene. Caro, Caro, Caro. Caro, Caro, Caro. If you like that, let me know. We'll keep it. Or if you have a better idea, let me know. Caro, 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 Caro. Alright guys, so listen. This is going to be episode 1 of a little ASMR series I'm gonna start now. And it's going to be about my real life paranormal spooky stories that have actually happened to me. Yeah, I've had quite a bit. Yep. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of tell spooky stories around the campfire or the kerosene lamp, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna tell a whole spooky story. So if you have a cozy time here today with me and Kiddo, then make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button, and comment some things. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, we set the mood. Oh my gosh, he is so cute, is he not? Okay. So this story happened to me when I was a teenager. I am 33 years old now, so I'm not a teenager anymore. But I want to say I was maybe 16. That's my guess. I was probably about 16 at the time. And my grandmother, who I was very close to growing up, she passed away when I was young. I was something like 11. And I miss her very much. I loved my grandma. I love her. I can do that in the present tense. I love my grandma. She's my crazy, full-blooded Italian grandmother on my mom's side. Yep. She was crazy, but I loved her. I loved her. Alright. So, this is when I was 16 though. And after my grandmother had passed when I was younger, my mom inherited her house, and we ended up moving into her house. Yeah, we moved into her house. And so, we lived there for many, many years. I had several different experiences in that house, paranormal experiences. And, so this one in particular happened in my grandpa's. They were called Gram and Gramp. That's what I always called them growing up. That's what they wanted me to call them. So I never knew them by name, So it's weird saying Grandpa and Grandma. You know what I mean? I never said that. They said Gram and Gramp. So my Gramp had a little computer room. It was his office. Basically, he had a little office that later became a little computer room. And so we used it the same. We used it for it was a very tiny little room. It's a little computer room. That's where I played RuneScape. All the video games. Alright. So, I was like 16. And I was playing, it was nighttime, and I was playing a video game on the PC, on the computer. It was old Windows 95 or something. It was an old computer. Or maybe 98, you get what I'm saying. Alright, so I was playing in there. I did that quite often, of course. I do have 2 brothers, so growing up with them, yes, it was very difficult trying to share a computer, of course. We did try to take turns, but we weren't very good at it, But, that's just how siblings be. But it was my turn. Yup, it was my turn to use the computer, so I was having fun, hanging out, playing video games. I was very engrossed and very, focused. Now, this room, this tiny little room had a door, and it was upstairs in my Graham's house, okay? So, there was a bathroom upstairs and a master bedroom upstairs, which was my mom's room. And there was a little room that my Graham used as a sewing room that became my room. It was a mess in there. My mom didn't take any of the stuff out. So I slept with a bunch of weird sewing stuff for a long time. It was fine, otherwise whatever. That became my room. And then the other little bedroom had 2 beds in it already. That was the bedroom that we used to, whenever we'd spend the night at my Graham's house when we were little, that was the room we used to sleep in. So it had 2 little beds in it, so that became my brother's room. So both of my brothers slept in that room. And I slept in my room, the old sewing room. I'll tell you a story about the sewing room another time. It was kind of scary. It had a ladder to the attic in it. Yeah. So, but that's a story for another episode. Alright, so I was playing a game on the PC in the computer room, and I left the door open on purpose because it kinda was sometimes scary in the house. Like I said, I've had a couple experiences in there before. So I left the door open. I didn't like the idea of having the door closed at this time at night. I was like, no, we not close the door. So I had the door open, and I did that a lot on purpose. So I knew it was open. I didn't want it closed because it scared me. So I left the door open, and then I remember my brother was upstairs as well, and I didn't know where he was. I thought maybe he's in the boys' bedroom. I don't know, but I knew he was upstairs too. And so, while I was very focused on my video game, I felt something. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you on Kero what happened. Well, I'll try to show you on me. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I felt a hand, a full hand, and it was weird the way it happened because, make believe, I'll show you on Kero afterwards, okay? It grabbed me like this, and the way it grabbed me was very odd. It went like this. It went pinky, next finger, next finger, next finger, and then here's my thumb. Okay, so that, if you can kind of see, that's how it grabbed me. And then it grabbed me like this, and then it squeezed. Okay, it squeezed my shoulder. I felt it very clearly, very weirdly. I could feel all the fingers, the point, and it squeezed my shoulder. And then after it squeezed, it released one by one. It man, did it have to be that dramatic? You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, so, what, are you a ghost from the movies? What? Anyway, after it released, I was not scared. Because you know why? Here, Carol. It was like this. Squeeze. Like that. That's what happened. It was a tight squeeze too, but I wasn't scared. You know why? Because I thought it was my brother. Because the door play pranks on him back. We had that kind of sibling relationship. That's just how it be. So I was like, oh, my older brother's trying to scare me. So I turned around. Carol, I turned around. Can you believe it? I turned around and guess what? The door was closed and no one was there. And then guess what else? Oh boy, did my goosebumps jump when that happened. I was like, why is the door closed? So my face was processing everything. I look, the door is closed. The door's like behind me. So sorry, I didn't talk about that, did I? It was on the wall of the PC, so you had to turn all the way around to see the door. Okay. So when I turned, I did not see my brother. Get up. I did not see my brother. And the door was closed, which I left open. And no one was there. But then guess what else? Looking towards the door, I saw a shadow. A huge shadow. A very dark shadow. But it wasn't. It's hard to describe. Static on a television. It was a very faint. It was dark and then a very faint silhouette. Very tall, dark shadow. And then this silhouette was filled with sort of that static you see on the old televisions. Okay? So that's the best way I think I can describe it. It was very tall. This is an important feature. Okay. He was very tall. Get him. Yep. So I started screaming. I started to scream. It was very scary. I was like, why did I just feel a hand on my shoulder? It was this shoulder. This is my right side. This is my right shoulder. It happened on my right shoulder. I will remember that for the rest of my life. And seeing that crazy shadow, I did not blink. I just went, what is happening? Why do I see the silhouette of a man, a tall man? So I was scared. I was scared. And I started to scream. And I ran to the door and opened it. Very dramatically, because I was scared. And I ran out. And my brother was in the bathroom brushing his teeth. And he goes, what's going on? He comes out the bathroom with his toothbrush in his mouth and his mouth full of toothpaste. And he goes, oh, what's going on? What's wrong? Because I'm screaming. And I start to cry a little. I was really scared. I started to cry a little bit. Maybe a lot of bit. And I looked at him and I said, it was supposed to be you. He didn't know what I was talking about. I told him later, but he was like, what in the hell? What is going on? I told him later. Yeah, I did. But, yeah, that's what I screamed at him because I was mad that it wasn't him trying to scare me. And then it wasn't him. And the door was closed. And then later I asked him, I said, did you close the door? Did you close the door? How dare you if you did? And he was like, no, I literally didn't. I swear to you, I really didn't. And I believe him. He didn't close the door. He was like, I can't believe that happened. That's crazy. So yes. So let me tell you something else about that experience. It was really weird. And when it was happening, I was really scared. But I didn't feel, and I felt like evil presences before. I know the difference. This was not evil at all. It did not feel like that. Actually, it felt like a human. It just felt like a human was grabbing my shoulder to say, hey. And that was it. It didn't feel different than a human. Like a normal human person. And so I was so confused. But when it happened, and when I looked at the shadow, the first thought in my mind was my grandp, who was a very tall man, and he used to, not unlike my brother, he used to sometimes do stuff like this to try to scare me. He would do stuff like that when I was a little kid. it's still gonna be scary, you know? So, yep, that is my story about, I really do believe it was my grandp, and it wasn't a scary presence, it wasn't an evil presence, you know? But it was so weird, it was crazy, it was very scary when it happened to me. So, yeah. But hey, thank you for coming along and sitting around the campfire with me and Kiddo and listening to a little spooky story. I would love to know if you have like any personal spooky stories similar or, you know, just completely different. I love reading that kind of stuff. So please do drop it in the comments, drop your stories. And if you had a cozy time, make sure to subscribe. This will be a series. This is episode 1, and we're gonna have some more spooky stories soon, okay? Real life spooky stories. Alright, so I'll see you guys